Welcome to our channel. I am Ishika and today we are going to dive into a very important topic, that is resilience or the art of resilience. So, as the topic suggests, what resilience actually is. Resilience is the way we combat a situation or overcome a difficult time and failure. As we talk about resilience, we know that resilience and failure are always interconnected because we learn the art of resilience through facing a failure. So, to understand this topic in a better way, I have with me my guest, Bhairavi Singh. I couldn't think of a perfect example than her to talk about on this particular topic because her life experience perfectly fits and explains what resilience actually is. So, Bhairavi, as you know what we are going to talk about, I would like to ask you, what has resilience actually meant for you?
So, as resilience is always explained as a way to combat a tough situation, for me, resilience is a really important part of my life since I was in a situation where there were a lot of things that was going on in my life, and it was like a kind of I could have failed at that time, but then learning the art of resilience was at that moment that I realized that resilience actually means the way I fight in that situation and the way I combat that situation. And then actually resilience actually means to, not giving up on yourself when you are facing a failure or a situation where you have two options, that is either you give up or either you continue. So in that situation, I think resilience actually means having the trust in yourself and the way you deal with a situation or the way you face a situation and the way you stay strong in that situation. So for me, I think resilience is this.
Okay, Bhairavi. As we also know that our generation has and have been facing a lot of problems, like the COVID pandemic we faced in the year 2020, the discrimination, the violence, domestic issues, mental health issues. So what was your toughest part of your life that made you understand the meaning of resilience and how not to give up?
So, as you said, that our generation has been facing a lot of issues like mental health, and then we see that our generation often tends to give up easily in such situations, in the smallest failure as well. So for me, even I had a situation. It was 2 months prior to now, when I left Kosham and I was going to join college, and I'd left my house. I was coming to the hostel, and that is when I had a big accident, and I think that is the what should I call it, the biggest thing in my life that has ever happened to me. So I was waiting for a car, and then from the 3rd floor it was a big window. It fell upon me, and the glasses fell upon me, and then I had to go through a plastic surgery and then a cosmetic surgery, and it was a really tough part of my life. And I still remember waking up after that incident, and after 3 days, when I looked into the mirror, when I saw myself, at that point of time, I had the tendency to give up, because since we know that girls are very much concerned about their appearance, right? And then at that moment, when I looked at myself after the 3 days incident, I saw myself, and then I did not have my hair, I was bald. I had cuts all over my face, all over my head, and then also when the first time I had seen myself fully covered in blood, I had the tendency to give up, and I thought that this was the time, and that was actually the time when I could have either given up or I could have continued. And it was really tough, but then at that point of time, when I looked at myself in the mirror, I said that no, I had a long life to live, and I had the self-confidence and the self-belief, I'd say, that I am talented enough, and then I'm just 19, and then I have a long life to live, and if I had been saved from that particular situation where I could either die or either live, I survived, and if I I survived at that time, then it does mean that I have a long way to go. And that's when I understood that facing a situation with bravery, having the confidence in yourself, having the trust in yourself, that is what resilience is. And so for me, this incident has taught me that resilience is what every individual should have. And every person who faces failure should believe in themselves. And everyone should think that they are beautiful, scars are beautiful, and even if you are insecure about yourself, and even if you think that you are less than someone else is, then look at yourself in the mirror, know your potential, look at the way you are beautiful in every way, embrace everything, and you'll be able to love yourself more. And during this journey, I've learned that self-love is very, very important, because before my incident, I was really insecure about looking at someone else. I used to think, I wish I was beautiful as well. But then today, when I look at myself, I have the confidence, and I know that yes, I am beautiful, and I'm no less than anyone else. And that should be every girl's, every boy's, everyone's mindset, so that you can love yourself more, and you can face every situation that comes in your way.
You still have it pretty. So Bhairavi, I would like to ask you one more question, and that is, as we all know, we are sentient creatures. We are able to feel and perceive things. There must have been always some negative impacts, some negative thoughts that have crossed your mind. So how did you cope up with the situation? Or what was your inspirational reason to not give up?
As I said earlier, there have been drawbacks, and there have been times when I have felt low. After getting discharged from the hospital, and after staying in the hospital for 9 days, and then going back home, there were people who came to visit me every day, every now and then, after every hour. And then I used to feel like everyone is going out, they're enjoying, my friends were going out, and they used to call me, they used to video call me, and then they used to be running here and there, playing, enjoying life. And I used to be in those four walls. For a month I was in my house, and I didn't go out. And I am a person who is very outgoing. I used to go out all the time. I didn't stay at home. And I had to stay at home, so there are always negative thoughts, especially when you're alone and you're not occupied with anything. You have a lot of things going on in your mind. And in my mind, I used to think that, should I drop college this year? Should I not go? What if I go and someone looks at me and then gives me that disgusted look? Or what if people think that I look so funny? What if people start questioning that, why did you cut your hair? Why do you have scars all over your face? Or what if, what should I say? What if I'm not able to cope up with the studies, since I was joining late? What if I'm not able to cope up with the studies? And there was a lot going on in my mind. But then, even at that time, I'd say that don't, when you are not occupied with anything, there are so many things going on in your mind, and at that point of time, you should inspire yourself. You should inspire yourself by yourself, because there will be people, who will try to inspire you, who will try to motivate you and tell you that, yes, you're beautiful, but then what actually will make you not give up is yourself. You yourself, when you tell yourself that, yes, you can do it, you are capable, you are a survivor, that is when, you, what should I say, you give up the thought of giving up. And then my inspiration, I'd say that it was myself, but then more of it was, I had a teacher from my previous school when I studied in Delhi, and she was my inspiration throughout class 6 until date. And she used to call me every day, she used to message me, good morning, beautiful, have a good day, blah blah. Sorry, I didn't mean that, but then, she inspired me every day, and that's what I had as my mindset, because I'm learning it every day, I'm seeing it every day, so I kept that as my mindset. And as I said earlier, that should be your mindset. You inspire yourself, and that is when you give up the thought of giving up.
I have some few practical tips that has been provided by our research team for our listeners to keep in mind when they face any kind of difficulties hardships, or failures. Number one is to embrace your discomfort. Failure is very embarrassing and uncomfortable. But remember that growth happens outside of your comfort zone. And another point is to reflect and do not react impulsively. As we know, we fail once and we think, oh, what have I done? What should I do next? Should I give up? That's not how you cope up with the situation. Instead, take your time to reflect your actions. What led to failure? What was there any other things that I could have done in a different way for our progress? Instead, I recommend you to reflect and take your time and be calm. And another is persistence, which is the key to success. Just because you fail once does not mean you should stop. Am I right? Just because you fail once does not mean you should stop. It is not the end. Instead, it is a sign to keep going forward, to keep pushing yourself forward. That's all for today's podcast. And thank you to our guest, Bhairavi Singh, for sharing her story. It's truly inspiring. And thank you to our listeners for tuning in with us. If you enjoyed this podcast, make sure to like, comment, and share as much as you can. Thank you. This is me, your host Nishika, signing off.